If you get a phone call from your own number, do not answer the phone. This is crazy. Make sure you share this video because everyone needs to know this.
Today, I want to talk about a scam that sounds like something straight out of a movie, but actually happening in real life. Scammers now can fake your phone number, your name, your photo, and even your voice. They use it to call your loved ones, your family members, the people that you know, that pretending that you've been kidnapped, demanding money to save you or something kind of like that. It sounds impossible, but these stories are real. Let's take a look at what's happening. And I share what everyone needs to know to be careful of this kind of scam and to protect yourself and the people you care about before it has become too late. And now, let's get started.
If you're on your phone one day and you get a random phone call and it's your own number, do not answer it. This is a scammer's new way of hacking into your phone. Allegedly, if you answer the phone call, they can access all of your private information on your phone. Your photos, your bank details, text messages, videos, everything. Apparently they can see if you answer the phone. Now somehow they're managing to get your own number and then using that to call you. Now most people would answer the phone if they get a phone call from their own number because they want to know how this is even possible. But don't fall for it, because they're using your number to call you to try and spoof your device. And these hackers are doing this all over the world, and it's all over the news right now. So if you do see this happen, make sure you don't answer the phone and get help seriously fast. And if you want to stay safe even more, don't forget to hit follow right now because I keep you guys safe every single day. Fast.
Prefacing this video by saying that this is not my usual content. However, I feel compelled to hop on and share a PSA about a really horrifying scam that is going around right now, and that actually happened to my family in the middle of the night last night. I have seen a few people talking about this like on Instagram and on Facebook and in a couple of like Facebook groups that I'm in, but it's one of those things that you see it and you're like, dang, that's crazy, but you never really think that it could happen to you. Around 3:30 this morning, while we were all sleeping, my brother and I both received a call from my mother's phone. It was her contact number, it was her contact photo, it was even like what was named in our separate phones for her. So in my phone, she is Mama, and in my brother's phone, she is Mom, and it came up like as her contact in both of our phones when we were both called. And for context, I live about 30 minutes out from Atlanta. My brother lives in Atlanta, and my parents live also in the same town as me, like 15 minutes away, so we were all at separate households. I received the call first, but I did not answer because I didn't hear it. It was 3:30 in the morning. I had my phone on vibrate. I didn't hear it go off. My brother happened to have his phone on loud. He received the call second, and he did answer because he heard it ringing and he thought something was wrong. When he answered the phone, he immediately heard what sounded like my mom, a woman's voice that sounded just like her, just crying hysterically and screaming. And so he obviously like freaked out and was like, Mom, what's wrong? Like, is there something wrong with Dad? Like, what's going on? And then before like she could say anything, a man came on the phone and said, I'm going to kill this bitch if you don't wire me $2,500. This man is like yelling over the phone, super aggressively, like demanding money, like saying he's going to murder my mother if he does not get money. The older brother is very level-headed, but at this point, he's obviously like freaking out. He had not heard of this scam before. I had heard of it before, but even if I had gotten that call, I probably still would have lost my shit because I'm not as level-headed in high-pressure situations like that. I probably would have been freaking out, but even he was freaking out. But he had his work phone on him, so he was on his like normal personal phone, and on his work phone, he immediately opened up Life 360, which if you do not have Life 360 for your family and your entire family on there, highly recommend it. It is such a good resource just to keep tabs on where everyone is and making sure everybody is safe if there's any situation like this or any situation just in general, car accidents, anything like that. Life 360 is a lifesaver. So he opened up his Life 360 and he saw that both my parents were seemingly at home, which obviously doesn't mean that they're out of danger. It just means that he had eyes on them. He knew where they were. So once he knew that they were both there, he starts trying to call my dad's phone from his work phone while he's on the phone with this guy. And my dad's not answering because, again, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, I didn't hear my phone ring. Nobody's hearing their phone ring. So he's calling me, he's calling my dad, and he's trying to get a hold of somebody to, like, figure this out. After a little bit, he's not, like, totally convinced that there's no danger involved, but he is starting to see, like, red flags. Like, he hears a baby crying in the background all of a sudden, which my parents don't have a baby. There shouldn't be a baby. There's no reason there would be a baby with them. And so he's thinking, okay, I know they're at their house, so this is weird. Why is there a baby? And then he also realizes that this man has not mentioned my dad at all, which you would think that he would say, I have your parents, or I've done something to your dad, and now I have your mom, or whatever. So he has not mentioned my dad at all. He's seemingly calling from my mom's phone, so he knows that my mom has her phone, and he also knows that they are at home together. So at this point, he decides to hang up. He hangs up the phone because he's like, this is weird. I don't think this is legit. So he hangs up the phone and he calls 911, and they confirmed that basically, like, this is a scam that is going around. They're aware of it, but they're going to send a car to the house just to drive by and see if everything's okay. So at this point, my brother feels a little bit relieved, but he gets in the car to drive towards my parents' house anyway because my mom and dad are still not answering their phone. He gets about a quarter of the way there, and then at that point, my mom finally answers her phone, and she's been asleep this whole time, and everything is totally fine, which is such a relief. We were lucky enough to have not lost any money in it. Everything was fine. My parents were fine. The whole family was fine. But is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? I'm so shook by it. It is such a traumatic way to scam somebody. Like, horrifying. Like, not only, like, they ask for $2,500, which in the grand scheme of things is not that much money, and that's why they do it. I looked it up and I did a little bit of research on it, and apparently they ask for that amount of money because it's an amount of money that most people could give up if they felt like a family member was in danger, but it's, you know, it's just enough for the predator to get some money, but it's not so much that it would be hard for, you know, the general population to obtain or flagged by a bank, et cetera, et cetera. But it's also just crazy that they do it in the middle of the night, or at least they did for us, because they do it at a time that, like, number one, you're disoriented and, like, vulnerable. And number two, like, you're not able to get a hold of anybody that, like, to confirm that this is happening or not happening. And so it is just, like, it's so low and traumatic for anybody to receive a call like that. And I just feel like everybody needs to know about it. And again, I feel like it has been circulating on, like, social media, so a lot of people might already know about this, but if you don't, you need to. So anyway, I wanted to hop on and talk about it to hopefully save somebody just the mental anguish of receiving a call like this out of the blue. At least maybe now you'll have seen this video and you'll have at least some peace of mind, or just like an inkling that it could be not true. Share this with your friends, spread the word, because this is just the most predatory, low thing ever.
Please stop what you're doing. Listen, please. The scariest scam just happened to us. I'm still very shaken. It didn't even happen to me. Please send this to your parents. If you have older parents, if you have older grandparents, please send this to them, or let them know that this is happening, okay? So about half an hour ago, my husband got a call from my phone number. It had my picture, it had my name, everything about it. It was my number. It was like a regular call. He didn't even think anything of it. Answered the phone. On the other line was a guy saying he was holding me hostage and was going to shoot me if my husband did not transfer him money through Zelle. My husband immediately started texting our good friend that's in the FBI, and that guy instructed him to keep the guy on the phone and try to have that guy put me on the phone. Like, if he really had me, put me on the phone. So Josh my husband is keeping him on the phone, trying to tell him to put me on the phone, In the meantime, he's also tracking my phone. Well, I happened to be at the hospital because my son had a doctor's appointment. So our FBI friend leaves work and is headed to me to make sure everything's okay. Josh was able to drag this phone call out for 5 minutes, and in the meantime, this guy is asking for, he's getting hostile, and he's asking for the money via Zelle. My husband's like, I don't know what Zelle is, do you have Venmo? Because he's just like trying to prolong the conversation. He's like, I really need to talk to her. I need to make sure she's okay. After about 5 minutes of this, he still wouldn't put me on the phone, obviously, because I wasn't there. So Josh, my husband, hung up and called me right back, and I answered, and he was like freaking out, right? Anyways, the scariest part of all this is that they call from your number, and they knew everybody's names. So please spread the word that this is a new scam, because it is very realistic. It is very terrifying. And I know that a lot of people would just give them account numbers to get their loved ones back. Gosh, just spread the word, please. Hopefully, if we spread it far and wide, we can squash this, and it'll stop being a thing.
It's terrifying to realize that with just a few clicks, scammers can now fake almost anything. Your number, your name, your photo, and even your voice, and make it sound all real. Especially in the AI time right now, with the support of artificial intelligence, so they can make it easier for them to do it. I used to think a scam like this only happened online, but now it's happening in real life, and it could happen to anyone. I mean, online here is not, the online platform that we use, but it's like, I think that like before, I just know about this scam like in the movie. Yes, that is the online I mean, in a movie, but now it's happening on the online platform in real life. And the scariest part isn't even about the money. It's about how to exploit love and fear, and how to use your emotions to make you panic before you can think carefully. Honestly, if it were me, I don't think I could stay calm hearing a loved one crying for help on the phone. And after watching these stories, there's only one thing I want to say. Please talk to your parents, your grandparents, or anyone who isn't tech savvy about this scam, because just with one phone call like that could completely break someone, not just financially, but also emotionally. Technology keeps getting smarter, and so do the scammers. But what about you? If one day you got a call from your loved one number and heard them screaming for help, or they just needing some money because they are running out of money, because are they running into debt, what will you do? Would you would you ignore them and just let it be, like you don't care at all? I don't think so. Maybe you actually cared about it, and then you fall into the traps that a scammer sets for you. And with these tips, these things that we have watched in those videos, I hope you can have some useful information about these kind of scams right now to avoid it, to warn the people that you know against falling into that traps, and so that we can be safer in today's life. And that is the end of our video today. You can share your thoughts in the comment section below, and your story might help someone recognize the signs. Maybe there's still a lot of kind of scams out there. Maybe we haven't know because they haven't touched it yet. You can share those scams if you found yourself getting to the other people, so that they can know and avoid it. And now it is too late for our video today, so I have to say goodbye and see you in the next one.